Yeah, I'm Arlene.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah, Arlene has a...
Looking a little different this morning.
Yeah, she's got a doctor's appointment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go.
Can we open it right here? Just open it.
Yeah, we can open it, sure. For your conditioning. What's that?
The other's too, it seems so
Very close.
Good morning.
Cool.
I'm gonna apologize for my cough in advance.
Uh-oh. You're alright.
No, give me dirty looks. I also forgot my water, so.
It's not.
Just drawing mints on the shoes.
Yeah.
It's not your thing that I
It just goes to.
This agrees like a rule of life, you know, it's already there, it's already.
We'll just take it off.
A little later they.
Do you know if there's any places to get Eclipse glasses around here? Or is it too late?
Eclipse?
Eclipse.
Eclipse, oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I didn't know you could get Eclipse glasses.
Pardon?
Yeah, you can buy them.
You go.
Well, they've been giving them away at certain places.
Oh, is that right?
I know Buffalo, but
Yeah, right.
just
I think
a
City Hall.
card.
I'll probably be taking a nap. I'll look at it later.
Geez.
I'll look on the internet.
Yeah, right. It's the safest way.
Yeah. I think the lunar eclipses you can look at. Just not solar, is that right?
This is solar.
This is solar, right? Yeah. But I think the lunar ones,
Yeah, you
I'm not sure.
have to be really careful.
So we'll wait a few minutes and let's see if we get anyone else. As you can tell, I'm not early. So until then, we can just sit and be with our breathing to steady ourselves and ready ourselves for the class. And maybe bring your breathing, your breath awareness down to your belly. And be aware of the expansion of your belly on the inhales and the relaxation on the exhales. Watching the rise and fall. And remembering that the breath is our constant and best reminder of impermanence. That everything in life will pass. All the struggles that you're going through now will change. And each breath is a new hope. Each exhale you can let go. And let's use this breath today and throughout our lives to improve our lives and to ground us in the present moment. It's your inner guru who will always lead you home. It's something you can always trust to be true. And so let us not forget that we have our own teacher within. The Buddha taught us to watch our breath so that we can concentrate the mind, gather the mind into samadhi, which is translated as indistractability, sometimes translated as concentration, but a better translation is indistractability. And there's great power from becoming indistractable. So many distractions in our lives. Constantly being pulled here and there with duties, responsibilities, expectations of ourselves and others. And yet, the breath is still here all the time. It's coming in and it's going out. And this experience of impermanence, of knowing that everything passes, can liberate us from anything. No matter the intensity of the emotion, if we remember this too will pass, then the anxiety, the fear can drop away. And by watching the breath in this way, not just here in yoga class, but all day long, being aware of the inhale and the exhale, you will concentrate your mind. And if you reflect upon impermanence, it will help liberate you from suffering. And you'll start to feel peaceful. That's why we're here. The word yoga means union, and the breath is an important tool to attain this union. So we're just breathing in and breathing out. It's the first thing you do in this life, and it's the last thing you do in this life. And there are so many breaths in between. So let's not forget. Let's not get caught up in the busyness, in our emotions, in our turmoil, in our delights even. And let's use the breath to stay grounded and rooted in the present. So one thing I'm going to try to help you with today is staying with your breath throughout the practice, and then hopefully throughout your day today. This is not a training that is going to be finished in an hour or an hour and a half. This is something you have to do all day long. Mindfulness is the key to peace. And the Buddha talks about how important it is, and he uses a simile. It's called the Saddaka Sutta, and he says, imagine you're walking along and there's a riotous crowd on the left and on the right, and if this is given to a man, it's an analogy to a man, and there's the beauty queen, and she's so beautiful and magnificent and attractive, and the temptation is to look. The crowd is shouting, look at the beauty queen. And the Buddha says, imagine that you have a large bowl of oil on your head. And if you drop one drop of this oil, there's someone walking behind you with a big sword that will lop off your head right there. So you have this oil that you need to balance, and you have the riotous crowd with an attractive woman. So many different things that can pull you away, and it takes this kind of effort. It's not impossible effort. It is possible effort to stay within our own experience and see it and be with it, so that we can let it go every moment, so that upsets don't take us away, so that desires don't take us away, so that we can have some peace. And the breath is something we all share. So let's use this breath today. And as the air comes in, imagine and feel your body expanding on the inhales and relaxing back in on the exhales. Through every pose, through every moment. And if you wish, maybe take an inner commitment to try to follow your breath throughout this practice and throughout this day. And see what happens. See what happens if you're aware of your breathing. And when your mind travels, just relax the top of your head. Feel the top of your head. You can even say relax inside and then come back to your breathing. So in a yoga pose, there's going to be more challenge. And this is one of the great gifts of yoga, is we get to do some challenging poses. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're challenging, and that's like life. So if we can watch the breath and stay with the breath throughout different postures, it's going to give us an ability to stay within, so that we can cultivate this peace for ourselves. And as we cultivate peace for ourselves, we protect ourselves and others. So we're just going to start today lying on our back. So if everyone can move to Shavasana pose, we'll start the way we end. And really be with the belly. And just try to notice if your chest is rising first. And if it is, that's called reverse breathing. It's actually linked to anxiety and fear. So you might put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And it's not that your chest should not move at all, but primarily the movement should be coming from the belly. And if it's not, it may take some training. If you take vocal lessons, they teach that you should sing from your diaphragm and breathe from your diaphragm. And one of the things that you can do is put a book on your belly and practice pushing the book up with your inhale and allowing it to come back in. This is a good practice for yoga and life in general, to make sure that we're breathing properly, because the breath and the body is set up in such a way that it's designed to bring you peace if you use it properly. So let's be with the breath in the belly, expanding throughout the body in all directions, and then relaxing back in. Expanding and relaxing at your own pace. Now let's strengthen the breath a little bit. Let's take some deeper inhales. Through the nose, out the nose if you're able. Calm, relaxed, but slightly deeper breaths. This breathing, this pranayama, is an important aspect of yoga that can be overlooked. And another thing that can be helpful is, as you're breathing in, imagine gathering energy from the entire universe. There is only one breath after all. Your exhale is my inhale. The light from the sun is my food. It's your food. It's the food of all the beings on earth. We all breathe air. Plants breathe carbon dioxide and give us air. So nothing is separated. So this knowing that we're all in this together, we're never truly autonomous. We depend on each other and we share this breath. And yet, if we don't cultivate peace, because we depend on each other, we can hurt each other. And on the other side, if we cultivate love, kindness, and peace, we can positively affect each other. And this breath is your greatest tool to staying peaceful. Breathing in, expanding the entire body, breathing out, relaxing back in. So imagine gathering energy, love from the entire universe, whatever you believe in. And on your exhale, spreading that throughout your entire body. So you're blessing yourself with every breath. good way to wake up. It's a good way to go to sleep. It's a good way to start a yoga class. So when you're ready, slowly turn to your side and we'll come up to sitting again now that we've taken a moment to establish the breathing and the awareness into the breath. And if you need a block, if you don't have one, you can sit on it. If you need a block, if your lower back needs it. If you don't, that's all right. Whatever you need for you. Myself, I need a block for my lower back. Some lower back issues, or a cushion. So we're just gonna sit and gently fan the body. This is I like to think about. So I'm going to be teaching Qigong here. I've been studying and practicing Qigong for some time, which is a lot of focus on your Qi, which is like your life force energy. It flows through your meridians. That's what they use acupressure for. So we're just going to practice fanning the body and just imagine you're cleansing your energy field, your Qi, your body, even if you don't want to think about Qi or your energy field. And so on the inhales, imagine that you're cleansing and collecting energy from the universe, positive energy, love, and showering it down. So on the inhale, collecting and cleansing, and on the exhale, spreading it throughout your body and energy field, and releasing anything you don't need. Inhaling, you can look up if you like, and exhaling down. And try to feel, if you can't feel your energy field, at least feel your arms and your body. Inhaling up, collecting, gathering, exhaling, releasing. Inhaling and exhaling. Do two more. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, smiling. Exhaling. I was going to joke and say frowning on the exhale, but we don't do that. Inhaling, last one, and exhaling. And we'll pause here after you're finished. And let's see if we can move through the body while maintaining the awareness of the breath. So we'll start just letting your head spill over to the left. Just gently spilling over, not pushing it over, just allowing it to sort of settle to the left. And we're going to take our right hand down over to the right and touch your fingertips to the ground. Just gently see wherever it naturally lands. It's probably going to be less than a 45 at this point. Just allow your head to rest to the left. Inhaling, expanding the breath into the entire body. Exhaling, relaxing. Or inhaling, gathering, energy, healing. Exhaling, spreading it throughout the entire body. And then we'll just take the right hand and inch it out, maybe one more inch. And rest it there. In all these postures, wherever feels right for you is right for you. If pushing is not the right thing for you, then don't push. You want to find your edge and back off from it so that you can relax into the breath You're not straining. And then we'll take the right hand and inch it forward, maybe an inch or two. And allow it to stretch out a different area of the neck and the traps. Doing your best to remain with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling, that's all we need to do here. And you'll find as you stay with the breath, it'll actually make your yoga practice much more beneficial for you. Crawling the hand back to neutral, and let's reach it behind an inch or two from where we were. Breathing in and relaxing. And then we'll come back up to neutral, slowly and gently raise your head. And then we'll take the head over to the right hand side, just allowing it to naturally spill over. And then placing the left hand down, fingertips touching the ground where it naturally goes. And we'll breathe in. See if we can breathe into the left side of the neck. And now let's take the hand 1 or 2 inches out further, stretching just a little bit more. Using every feeling, every sound, every sight, every thought as a reminder to come back to the breath. Now reaching the hand forward 1 or 2 inches. Turning and moving through neutral and reaching behind you 1 or 2 inches. You might find one side tighter than the other, I certainly do. And that's okay. If you stretch the same on both sides, eventually it will start to balance out. But it's important that we bring calmness to the mind and body as we stretch. Otherwise, the body's going to be in sympathetic mode, which is fight or flight mode. It's going to feel a threat. If we can relax into it, the body will say, it's okay, this is safe. And then we'll return back and gently bring our head up. Maybe just bending the head side to side to neutralize after we've spent some time on one side and then the other. And then on an inhale, we'll raise our head up. Exhale, bring the head and chin to the chest. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. We continue here for a few breaths. And when you've completed your last round, we'll return to neutral. And then we're going to do something that's a little bit from kind of Kundalini yoga. Put our hands on our knees and just sort of like wrap them around so that you could kind of like fall backwards, but your arms will hold you up. If you're comfortable doing this, and I just want to remind everyone, whatever you need to do to make this right for you, give you the right amount of stretch and exercise without hurting yourself. Please do that. And then we're going to inhale, diving the chest forward, and exhale, rounding back. Inhale, diving forward, looking up. Exhale, rounding back. Continue at your own pace here. And then gently returning to neutral. Now we're going to just do some circling here. We'll kind of dive forward, exhale, and then inhaling and move towards the top. You can push into your knees also if you need to on the way up. Getting a bit of an arm workout. And allowing your breath to guide you through stretching the side of your body, your lower back. And one more, and then we'll return up to neutral whenever you finish your last round. And then let's dive the other way, exhaling on the way down, inhaling on the way up. And then inhaling up and returning to neutral when you're finished. And let's move on to all fours. Continue flexing and extending the spine. Let's move into a few cat-cow pose here. You can have your feet curled under or the tops of your feet flat down, whatever's better for your knees. And if you need to, you can fold your mat like this. It doesn't have to be pretty wherever you end up. To protect your knees, or you can use the knee pads, whatever works for you. So we'll exhale into cat. Inhale, looking up into cow. Exhale, looking at your belly. Inhale, looking at the sky. Exhaling. Inhaling and reaching your sitting bones to the sky. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. And inhaling, just continue with your breathing, your natural breath, maybe slightly deepened breath. important aspect is the awareness of the breath. Inhaling in, exhaling, expanding the breath, expanding the energy throughout your body, expanding your awareness. Inhaling, gathering, exhaling, spreading. And then when you're ready, we'll return to neutral. And then we're going to do some bird dogs here. We're going to raise the right hand and the left leg. If you're able to, if you're not able to, I'll try to keep an eye and give you a modification. And then inhale here and exhale, bring your arm and your knee together. Inhale, outward. Now, it might just be this. It might just be moving your arm out. It might just be moving your leg out. Whatever you need to do for your body. Inhaling out, exhaling in as much as you're able, but without pushing, because the breath is what's most important here. And when you're finished that round, let's move back to neutral. And just rest for a moment in child's pose, exhaling down. You can have your hands extended forward if you wish, or behind you. Elbows on the ground, or fingertips reaching into the ground, elbows off the ground. Getting a different type of stretch, whatever is right for you. Let's see if we can be aware of the breathing. Now, expanding the lower back here. Stretching out the lower back. Massaging the organs. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to all fours. And this time we're going to reach our left arm and our left leg, inhaling out, exhaling in. Inhaling out, exhaling in. Inhaling out, exhaling in, inhaling out, exhaling in. Okay, and let's return to neutral, all fours. I just want to ask anybody, so I know there's a couple people that were having some shoulder issues. Is there anybody that's having any shoulder issues or that downward dog might be difficult? Okay, so if downward dog is difficult for you, I think everyone here knows how to do downward dog against the wall. I'll just show you quickly if you're not sure. You can do everything that you normally do in downward dog against the wall. You're just going to kind of stand about, 3 feet away from the wall, and you can just be here and arch your back. We're going to go through what I call a fire hydrant pose. Some people do. I think it's funny. You can do this here. You can raise your leg in downward dog. You can bring your hands lower if you want. In downward dog this way, bending your knees however much you want. So don't feel pressured to be doing any poses. Even downward dog can be strenuous for many people, especially if you have wrist problems. So we're gonna just move up into downward dog and just play with it a little bit. And I like to walk up the dog a lot. I think all dogs like to be walked. Right in there. So walk the dog, and I'm gonna get you guys to try something here. So this is something I just sort of figured out is, imagine you're not just walking up a set of stairs. Imagine that your set of stairs points towards the middle on both sides. So you're rotating your feet in a circular manner away from your body. And so you're kind of like stepping and extending each leg. If you need to come down wherever you are at any time. And just play with this. And this is going to give you a much different stretch through your hips and through your hamstrings. And I'll say, by God, these hamstrings are really difficult to stretch out, aren't they? So it's good to not just stretch them in a static way. So if you need to come down and you can rest on all fours in a child's pose, just play with this for a moment. Yeah, you can do it against the wall, no problem. And make this more of a dynamic movement, whatever you need to do for your body. Wonderful. So let's come back down. We'll try not to tax your wrists too much. If you need to, you can, like Heather's doing, you can rest your wrists up, or if you want, you can sit on your knees and turn them over gently if it's challenging for your wrists. Okay. We'll rest here, child's pose, just for a moment. We're going to try this fire hydrant pose. But I want you to do whatever works for you. And I'm going to show you a few variations. First, let's all come up to sitting or all fours. So for this, I'll show you a few variations first. Of course, I showed you to the wall. You can be here and raising one leg over to the side like this. That might work for you. If being in downward dog is too challenging for some time, you can do this on all fours as well. You can raise the leg here, spill it out, and kind of raise it out behind you. So you probably want to just raise it up and then turn the head, and you can get that similar kind of stretch this way. Same on the other side, but in downward dog, you're going to get a little bit more of a challenge. So we'll try that for anybody who feels like it. Move into downward dog. And, please do modification if you need to. About a year ago, I couldn't even sit up. My sciatica was so bad, so I had to modify. And we'll raise the right leg on an inhale, straight behind you, and then spill it over behind you. And you can keep your gaze to the ground or to the wall to your side or up to the ceiling. And let's breathe here. A little bit more challenging. If you need to come down anytime, please do. You can gently press your heel to the wall behind you to deepen the stretch a little. Let's take one more inhale and then come down. Back to downward dog. Walk it out here. And let's go to all fours. Just for a moment. Now what we're going to do in between here to give ourselves a little break is just reach your hands forward a little bit. And then we're going to reach our right arm through and stretch out the shoulder. So the right arm is going to reach through, palm facing up, and you can gently rest your head on the ground. You don't want to be mashing your head into your mat. But continue to press forward with your left hand. And then just breathe here. Relaxing. Breathing in, expanding the entire body. Breathing out, relaxing. And when you're ready, you can press up, bring your left arm in and press up out of it. And then we'll move into downward dog. And I think we're on the left side. Did we bring the right side up before?
Yeah.
Whatever side you didn't do. Raise up. I think I went opposite of the plan. And then spill over to your right side. This is the beauty of life. You get to start over and forgive yourself for mistakes. Breathing into that left hip or right hip if it's the opposite. Breathing into the belly. One more inhale and then we'll return to all fours. Breathing in, breathing out. And then let's reach our right hand forward.